Adolescents today are the most hyper-connected generation in history, logging more hours online than ever before. Yet, inside these vast digital networks, they are reporting record-breaking rates of anxiety and social isolation. This decline accelerated when mandatory social distancing policies went into effect. Physical interaction stopped, and digital screen time became the primary replacement, removing the daily face-to-face practice required for healthy social development. This mental health drop isn't a coincidence, nor is it a failure of teenage willpower. It is the result of an invisible structural collision. On one side is the deliberate algorithmic engineering of platforms designed to maximize engagement. On the other is the highly sensitive, developing teenage brain. To understand the modern teen crisis, we have to look past the hardware and peer directly into the brain's ancient survival circuitry. Deep within the brain is the mesolimbic dopaminergic pathway. This ancient circuitry rewards survival behaviors by releasing dopamine. A critical part of this system is the nucleus accumbens. It releases dopamine when it encounters unpredictable stimuli or a potential reward. Social media platforms target this biology by using variable rewards. Because you never know exactly when a notification will appear or what the next video will be, the brain stays constantly engaged. This chart compares a standard task against a variable reward schedule. Unpredictable input creates erratic dopamine surges, the same mechanism used in a casino slot machine to keep a gambler playing. These surges create a compulsive loop. The brain begins to monitor the phone regularly, seeking that next chemical hit of dopamine provided by a like or a comment. The algorithm effectively hijacks the teenager's biological drive, creating a cycle of obsessive behavior that neurologically mimics substance addiction. Because the teenage brain is biologically wired to seek peer validation for social survival, it naturally prioritizes digital interactions as a source of status. However, tying self-worth to digital metrics can disrupt serotonin signaling. This imbalance is closely linked to increased depression and lower self-esteem, stripping away a teen's emotional resilience. This disruption triggers chronic activation of the HPA axis, which regulates the stress response. Excessive use keeps this system active, sustaining high cortisol levels. Using social media after a stressful event hinders cortisol recovery, leaving the teen in heightened physiological stress. While in this stressed state, teens are consuming content that emphasizes curated highlight reels and AI-altered faces, setting unrealistic and unattainable beauty standards. This focus on digital perfection replaces real-world social practice. Without the experience of face-to-face communication, teens often struggle to navigate offline interactions, leading to a deficit in real-world confidence. Teenagers are caught in a vicious cycle, biologically driven to seek validation in a digital environment where constant social comparison undermines their developing sense of self. This creates a paradox. Many teens feel anxious or inadequate after scrolling, yet their biology compels them to keep searching for the very connection they feel they are losing. Understanding this neurobiological trap is vital because it removes the shame from the individual. It proves that problematic use is often a systemic biological vulnerability rather than a flaw in a teenager's character. To address this, clinicians recommend structured digital detoxes. By gradually reducing screen time, the brain is given the opportunity to break and reset its dopamine-driven habits. Creating tech-free zones in the home is equally important. These boundaries allow the HPA axis to cool down, reducing cortisol levels and allowing the body's stress response to return to a baseline state. For those struggling with comparison-based anxiety, cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, provides a way to restructure maladaptive thought patterns and develop healthier coping strategies. By replacing algorithmic validation with physical, offline interactions, teenagers can slowly rebuild their natural emotional resilience and regain confidence in their real-world social skills. Protecting youth mental health requires us to move beyond viewing social media as a harmless playground and start treating it as a potent environment that requires clear biological boundaries.